Today, we're going to bring to your attention some of our most popular accessories for some of our most popular lights. Are you ready to do it? Let's go. How you doing, everybody? Justin Schwartz here on behalf of Ape Labs, and today we are going to talk about some of our most popular accessories for some of our most popular lights. Before we dive into it, make sure you're checking out Ape Labs at apelabs.com. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them down below and consider subscribing to our page. We would love to see you back here again. So today what we're going to talk about are optics and the fact that they're swappable for the Maxi, the Mini, the Can, and the Coin. And then we're also going to talk about the Ape Labs Neon and some of the best accessories for that. We're gonna start off with optics first, so let's dive into that now. When you first purchase your Ape Labs Maxi or your Mini, they come default with 15-degree optics, and those are great. If you buy a Can or a Coin, those come with a Fresnel lens that gives a beautiful looking V-shaped wall decor, also phenomenal. But you might not have known that there are 10, 25, and 45-degree optic kits available that you can actually swap out to make the beam angle different. So for example, if I wanted to turn my Mini with a 15-degree beam angle to a 25 to get a wider wash, I could do that. You easily just take the face off, put the optic in, and you swap it out. And now my Mini is wider than when I first got it. It gives me flexibility. With the Maxi, because the Maxi has 3 LED diodes, what you could do is you could actually get a 45-degree wide angle kit. And you can turn your Maxi into a wall wash or a ceiling wash. And now it's not just an uplight that you're placing down on the ground around a room. You're actually bringing it into your effect lights and utilizing it for a different application altogether. The Can with the Fresnel lens looks incredible, but the size of the Can, the ability to mount it using a swivel ball mount in places that you might not be able to get a Maxi or a Mini into is really valuable. So you could put a 25, you could put a 45-degree optic in here, and now you have the ability to easily point and shoot the color anywhere that you need to. So these accessories, these optics really allow you to have your Ape Labs products, but also utilize them in different ways, which just adds to the value of the Ape Labs brand. And what we'll do now is we'll just show you a little bit of a demonstration so you can actually see what they look like and kind of the differences between the width. All right, so here's Maxi with 15-degree optics. As you can see, it's very bright, tight beam. Kind of see the Ape Labs monkey sticker there. It's very bright, and it's pretty much staying where it is. I don't see it dispersing much farther than where it's initially projected to. Let's look at 45-degree. All right, here's the 45-degree optics. As you can see, much wider. It's basically lighting up the full sign there, not just the monkey sticker, the Ape Labs sticker and its surrounding area. It is lighting up the whole banner there. So clearly you can see a really nice usage for the 45-degree optics and a Maxi. Let's check out the Mini. All right, so this is a Mini with 15-degree optics. Pretty much the same as what we saw with the Maxi. Maybe a little bit more direct because there's one single LED diode. And this is a 25-degree beam angle. This is a 25-degree optic. Wanted to show the 25, but not as wide as the 45, but close and definitely wider than the 15. So if you're looking for something that's going to give you a bit more width, 25-degree optics might be the way to go. Okay, now we're going to show you a Can with a Fresnel lens. That's beautiful looking decor look. Looks so different when you point and shoot it versus when you put it up against the wall. And here is a Can with a 15-degree optic. So again, now that kind of looks like the original Mini that we saw, right? So now you just turned your can into a wash light and with more flexibility. And those are optics. Ape Labs neon and neon tube picks, the most popular LED tubes that we have ever had. We're gonna go through some of the accessories for these lights now. I'm holding in my hand one of the most important accessories. If you wanna mount this vertically, you need some sort of a thread reducer, because most stands, including the Ape Labs universal stand here, have a 3/8 threading. The tube itself has an M6 or a 6mm threading. It's not gonna fit. So what you need is you need the thread reducer. So this larger side here fits on the stand itself, and then the smaller side here is what the neon itself screws into. Unistands come with it, just so you know. The next accessory that we're going to talk about leads right in from the thread reducer. This is the Ape Labs universal stand. And very, very simple. It's a 12x12 base plate here with some really nice looking screws that basically become your base. And then you have a telescoping steel distance rod here that goes onto the bottom of the base here. Once that's set, you have the ability to telescope the pole up and down to get that really customized look, however you want to place them. And even if you want to stagger the heights, you can absolutely do that. But the universal stand, very simple, very clean, very elegant looking, and it works specifically with the Ape Labs Neon, as well as every other Ape Labs light except the Marvel. What I have here is actually the bag for the universal stands. It holds 4 stands, including the plates and the rods, and obviously all the screws as well. We've actually found a way to fit everything in there with the design screws on. And here is the Ape Labs tube bag. This originally was designed to hold all of the polycarbonate tubes that would go with the coin tubes and the mini tubes, but now it's being primarily used for the Ape Labs neon tube and neon tube picks. It's actually the bag that comes with the road pack if you purchase a road pack. It holds 10 tubes, has a nice accessory compartment here in the front. It's slotted on the inside and really well made. Zippers are great. And yeah, this is a great accessory to have if you're looking for a soft bag for your neon tube picks, or of course any of the old style polycarbonate tubes for the coin or the mini. All right, everybody, so what did you think? One of the reasons I love Ape Labs is because it is so customizable. Between optics, between different mounting options, between the Ape Labs Connect and other accessories that Ape Labs has, it really allows you to make your lights your own. I want to thank everyone for watching this video. Of course, if you have any questions, drop them down below. Make sure you're checking out Ape Labs at apelabs.com and consider subscribing. We would love to see you back here again. Like I always like to say, thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. And we'll see you on the next one. Auf Wiedersehen, everyone. Bye-bye.